okay. They're 1 straight 6. Geelong yet to score 40 seconds into the opening term.
Boys, we might just have an early injury. Zach Bates just coming off with a shoulder injury.
Okay, keep an eye on that one, Hilly.
He is heavily strapped to that left shoulder, so he might have gone in with some sort of problem.
That first tackle in the middle of the ground.
As our people on Essendon VFL Radio join us for the first time this afternoon from Windy Hill. It's a great start for the home team. 1 straight 6 plays at Geelong yet to score. We're only a minute into this contest. Broadcasting absolutely everywhere today. Ball back in the middle. No one can break clear. Trying to go through was Jamar again. He couldn't pick it up. The Cats who'll be going to the left of your radio dial through Buse. Kick up towards half forward, but too far for the chasing players. It's over the line. We'll have it thrown in. Half forward for Geelong. It's Essendon 1 straight 6 Geelong yet to score.
Half forward flank for the Cats. Jamar. Cornell, well tackled by Merritt. Turnovers on here. Ham, slick hands out the back. Got it going to McNeese, who just gained 25 metres before it's fisted away from Ferry. And that was by Tom Stewart on the outer wing, just in front of the lawn bowls here at Windy Hill. A magnificent afternoon to be out on the greens, too, just quietly. Jamar.
Better than last week.
Yeah. Didn't stop the no, did it?
No.
Out the back, the Cats have first hands. Cheetahs release them, and that was okay initially, but not secondarily. Lucky Hall and Smith was there to mop up. Clean hands to Cheetahs again, who goes to the top of the 50, right where it meets the boundary line. Rees can't keep it in, and they will toss it in. So another chance for the Cats to attack. 2.5 gone, opening term. Bombers lead it by a goal, early stages. Parrington got hands on it, couldn't find a teammate. Initially anyway, Rees, back to Cornell, just lost a handle on it. Coughlin tumbled it forward. That was just nice for Comma, who released his man on the outer wing, Gleeson. Kicks down the line, and it's worked towards the boundary line. They'll throw it in. Half forward for Essendon at the 3-minute mark of the opening term. It's a goal to nothing.
Where does Wiley Buzzer sit in terms of good names in this competition?
Definitely top 3.
We'll get an injury update from you in a moment, Hilly, as the ball's thrown back in. Jamar going to work with Lucy, and it's the Cats who get the clearance. Heading up towards half forward. The one-on-one dangerous. Vardy there on hands and knees. He was dragged down, managed to get the kick away, and now they're away. They've got some overlap here. Nice work from Luxford in the contest. The kick going across the face of goal, but still in a dangerous position for the Cats. Coming through Buse. Just wheels around 1, wheels around 2. Had to shoot the handball out, and now a quick kick from Hickey right to the line. It's punched over and through for a rush behind. Their first score, the Cats, they're 1 behind. Essendon 1 straight 6. We've played 4 minutes in the opening quarter.
So Gleeson to bring it back in. He's going to head to the outer side of the ground, near the boundary, hoping for a contest. He gets one, fisted down, but it's the Cats who have it first. Gregson releases Cheetahs, squares them up across the half-forward line, and Smets gets on the end of it, takes the mark 60 from home. He wants to go quickly. Does. Into the pocket. Out come the big man. Vardy's one of them. Had it knocked away. Good defending there. Comes to ground. Gleeson working hard at ground level. He can't extract the footy here, and they'll toss it up. 20 out directly in front. In fact, it was Heppel who will emerge with the footy. Tough spot to defend again for the Bombers. Hams out the back. That was okay. Release them in the back pocket. As the skipper, Cogman, on that left boot down the line. Oh, here's Eads. Just broke a line magnificently. Picked up the footy, got it to long. Kick smothered. Cornell around the corner, top of the square, across the face and into the pocket. And they'll toss it in. Gleeson couldn't quite hold it, and he's just happy enough to force a 50-50 ball.
Think all is okay on the Geelong bench, Chile?
At the moment, Zach Bates just hasn't come out of the dugout, but he is actually up and moving now. So we'll just see. We'll just keep an eye on that.
Ashby held up in the tackle. Play continuing, and Hams is there as per usual, just in the pack, wrapped up by Luxford. The umpire will throw the ball up inside 50 for Geelong. Vardy just going without it. This was Heppel working there. Ashby, he's held up, trying to get his kick away. He did release it. Now he's ridden into the ground by Vardy, and he'll take the free kick. Kicks across the ground. Alex Morgan. A few changes to this Bombers lineup from one we saw last week against Casey. Ambrose works across the ground, but he's turned the footy over. And so the Cats, with another entry inside the 50, into the pocket, and Luxford's there. He's going to take the mark. Tight angle, right in on the boundary line. He's about 20 metres from goal. What's the breeze doing, Hilly?
Look, it is quite a bit swirly, but it certainly is strong, and it is favouring Geelong's end, certainly this quarter. You have to probably poke this one out towards the right goalpost.
Okay, as Ben Hill on the boundary. The ball coming back. Oh, that's a good kick. That's an excellent attempt, and he's got the goal. 1-1-7 Geelong, Essendon 1 straight 6.5 gone in the opening term on Peter Jackson VFL Live and Essendon VFL Radio.
Well, Hilly, he just read the conditions magnificently. That was a polished finish.
Oh, it was a great finish from that spot. One of the toughest spots to kick on this ground, so fantastic finish.
Nice little crowd building up. We can hear some encouragement coming from the stands.
Oh, there's always one.
There's easy a good 1,000 in, I reckon, at the moment, boys.
Yep, and I reckon it'll keep building.
Just building too,
yep,
because it's the 12 o'clock game.
Look at that bounce in the middle. Picture perfect. The Cats come through with first hands on it. Edwards tried to clear a path. Oh, he got the footy in the end. Snaps around the corner inside the 50 for the Bombers. Looking for, not getting a man initially. Grimley's working hard. He couldn't quite keep it in. And they'll toss it in the forward pocket. Essendon attack into the school end here at Windy Hill. 25 around from the point post. Nice even contest. Bombers got the first of the day in the first 40 seconds, but it's been the Cats since then. They lead by a point, 7-6. Jamar couldn't quite hang on to it. Just cleared a path in the end for Eads to come through, who's looked in good touch early. His kick smothered and over the line. That was good defensive work from Will Sexton, the 23rd man for the Cats this afternoon.
And Bruno Laguda getting another go as the 23rd player for the Bombers. As we wait for this ball to come in on the pain of 50. Vardy and Jamar. Good body work from Jamar. Managed to get the ball down. Eads through his hands. So his teammate into all sorts of trouble. Billy Smets is there. The umpire will throw the ball up.
Hilly, just keep an eye on Gash Nguyen and Jamar on the ground at the same time. Look to be spending a bit of time around the contest together.
Certainly are, boys.
As the ball here going inside 50 for the Bombers, but it's going to be turned over. And James Cheetas, the former North Ballarat Rooster, takes the mark. Goes across to Farrelly. Speaking of players from regional areas, the former Bendigo Gold player put it straight into the path there of Heppel. It's off his hands. Wrapped up in the tackle there was Long. Got the handball away, but only as far as Billy Smets. And they've got some run now, the Cats, as they work it through. A long ball from Rees. Oh, inside 50 is beautiful. Luxford there. He bounces off an opponent, runs to 20 and puts it through. Well, they got going, the Cats.
There's that advantage of the breeze, boys. He parked himself behind the contest on that occasion. The Essendon player trying to do the right thing, playing in front, but that breeze just carried the ball up beautifully over the back for the Geelong forward, Luxford.
Luxford with 2-1-13 plays 1 straight 6. We've played 9 minutes in this opening quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live and Essendon VFL Radio.
Laguda's come onto the ground for Alex Morgan. Gone straight into the back 50 to take up a defensive post for the Bombers. 7 points the margin here, 9.5 gone, opening term. Hope you're enjoying it. It's a good game of footy. Beautiful day for it. Beautiful day for bouncing in that hard middle, and another one sets us off. Merritt racks the footy, got a hold of it. Just got the handball away in the nick of time. Gleeson, nice undergrounder one. That worked for Merritt. He goes over the top, looking for, not finding Langford. Here's Buzzer. He picks up the loose ball, won it, and then got the handball away. Might have been dragged to ground. Umpire said, keep going, please, gentlemen. Handball over the top to McKenna. One step, handball, top of the square. There's going to be a chance here. Gleeson gets on the end of it from heavy side and finishes. Good stuff, Marty. Followed the footy, didn't give up on it, and got on the end of the chain, and he was a big part of the start. They're 2 straight 12 to 2-1-13, 10 gone opening term.
An impressive player, Leedsy. 190 centimetres, 80 kilos. He moves very well. I can see him playing a lot of AFL football.
Yeah, be desperate to play some good footy and throw his name back across John Worsfold's desk.
So 1 point ball game. Entertaining contest so far. Back in the middle, Lucy and Gashnuon, who's in the ruck. He has 1 crack, then 2 cracks, then 3 cracks at it, and he might need to lay a tackle, but well done Gregson, who kicks the ball inside 50 for the Cats. Oh, and they've got a nice setup too, but the mark wasn't taken. Heppel having to fight hard for the ball. Cornell is there, and the ball is eventually over the line. We'll have it thrown in. Right in front of the grandstands. The 50 for the Cats. Yeah, like the look of Jock Cornell early. Leads as the ball's thrown back in. You're on with the front position, getting the tap down, but it went through his hands. Jackson Merritt is there. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Gregson. Ready to get the handball away. They're trying to work themselves out of trouble here. Wallace. He's brought down, managed to release the footy. It's right near the boundary line and kept back into the top of the goal square. Oh, almost the mark. Cat's mark, not taken. Clearing the area is Heppel. He just goes long, but straight back to Buzzer, whose handball's off target. Working hard is Jamar. Little don't argue sort of style as they work their way through the middle of the ground here, the Bombers. The kick up towards a very sparse forward line. And it's not going to favour anyone from the Bombers in particular. And so, we go back from whence it came, and that one goes straight into Glen Hill. Unfortunately there for Luxford, he caught it on the half volley and kicked it over the boundary line. Wasn't really the intention, I would have thought, Leedsy. So free kick to Wallace for the Bombers.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you're planning. You attack that footy so hard, and he just couldn't quite pull it up. Here's Ambrose receiving the kick. Back pedals, dangerous in front of Robinson, but that's okay. Finds Michael. Across the ground. Oh, just at the bootlaces, but okay for McNeice, who made good of it. He's got it in the back pocket. Windy Hill bathed in sunshine this afternoon. He's going to go on his left. This is a dicey kick. Might turn it over. Has turned it over. And Cowan was in the right place at the right time. It skipped ahead of Will Hams. And Cowan can line up from pretty much directly in front with 50 to cover. Where does this want to start, Hilly?
Well, there's no trouble with the distance. The Breeze will carry the ball, but just inside right post should be fine.
So Cowan has gone way
He's just hooked that one.
Was that outside behind post? Is that what you said?
He certainly put the hook on that one. I might have cursed him there.
Had the earpiece in the wrong ear.
Yeah, need to yell a bit louder, I think, Hilly. The ball comes back to Paddy Ambrose.
I can't take sides. Pete.
True. One of the kids out there just threw it back to Paddy. Not quite on the full. He did cop one. Not like Angus Brayshaw last week though. Here as the ball's back into play and you on the front position couldn't quite pick it up. Plenty of Cats numbers around the footy going through Will Sexton, the 23rd player. He was dispossessed. It's hard and tough stuff. The ball's dribbled into the pocket and Cornell no chance of getting it. We'll have the ball thrown in. It is 13 playing 12. Geelong leading Essendon. We've played almost 14 minutes in this opening quarter. Peter Jackson VFL Live and Essendon VFL Radio.
McKenna's moved up onto the footy here. It'll be interesting to watch. From the stoppage, Hams out the back, Ashby. High ball, gets it out of the 50, but only momentarily as Harrington's going to take the mark.
Those high balls coming out of defence, boys, are just going to hang in the air.
Lucy, for those just joining the game. Newen goes back with the fight and takes the mark.
And a 50, I think, boys.
If you're new to the broadcast, Harrington is Lucy, being Padrick.
Yes, you found the common name Padrick, but you are so stuck in golf parlance with him.
It won't change now.
No, I know.
Newen. He goes across the ground on the bounce. For Hams, got him on the bounce, wasn't a great kick. This turnover is on here for the Cats. Cornell just tracked it for a moment, but Morgan got in his way. He released the handball. Oh, luckily for Edwards, he made good of it, got it away to Hams. He was tackled in the back, I thought. Allowed to go on, heavy side. He keeps tracking the ball, gets 25 down the line, 2-on-1. Oh, both Cats players ran into each other. Free kick here, going to be interesting. Going the Cats' way, as is the advantage.
What for? Will Sexton has it. He kicks across the ground to Luxford, who's got plenty of space on centre wing, just has to handball inboard to Hall Smith. They've got the numbers here on the overlap. Sexton, good running. Handball's inside 50 to Rees, who goes one handball too many. Player pushed off the kick. It doesn't matter. The Bombers have picked it up. It's straight to one-on-one. Schmet's getting a hand in there for the Cats. Ball off hands. Laguda is there for the Bombers. So his teammate in all sorts of trouble. And Will Hams, well, that's a position he's familiar with, being wrapped up in a tackle. We'll have the ball thrown up at half forward for Geelong. 13 plays 12. midway through this opening quarter. Hams again, just puts the head down. Handball's trying to find some space. Smets got there, couldn't pick it up. Gleeson brought to ground. Coughlin lurking, working there Atkins. And the ball going nowhere in a hurry, and the umpire will throw this one up.
How's the temperature down there, Hilly? Is it warm?
It is quite warm, boys. Probably around about the 22, 23 mark. Bit of a breeze coming through, though.
Yeah, different feeling for the players. There's a ruck infringement here against Lucy/Harrington, and Newen will take the mark.
See, Hilly liked it. Hilly's a golf man.
There's a bit of an international flavour in that contest, let me tell you. And it's Newen who goes down the line, looking for a mark. He almost got one. It spills to Edwards, who's dangerous. Got away from Buzzer, almost. In the end, he turned it over. And now the Cats are on. McLaughlin goes inside the 50. Ashby there to mop up. He goes through the middle of Windy Hill. He finds Gleeson. Couldn't quite hold onto the chest mark. Luxford's lurking. Luxford still there. Luxford won the footy. Got the handball away. Then his handball a little too slick in the end for Rees. It's turned over again. He's going to get on the end of it again. Luxford inside the 50 from Gregson. Top of the square. They want a mark. It's knocked away from the contest. Cats are first there at ground level. Vardy has to get through a couple. In the end, he tried to go through them. Release the handball to Morgan. He goes to half back. It was just good enough. The Bombers are going to come away looking for Langford in the middle of the ground.
Oh, he did well at the end, working on Buzzer. They've got the overlap going. Ball from Merritt. He's going to bounce in an open goal square. Bouncing through! Wow. Well, that one would have impressed Hilly too, because that was just your little chipping wedge that just kept rolling on and on and on and on and went straight through. Great kick.
That was the punch and run, as they call it, Pete. That was a super kick. It just bounced end over end over end and got there in the end.
It's Leesy's favourite, end over end over end. 3 straight 18 plays, 2-1-13, 17.5 gone in this opening quarter.
Good to see a player who can master the art. Well, they played on, didn't they? From the half-back flank, they were gutsy, skillful enough to pull it off, and hats off to Langford, who just held up the contest. Could have easily been worked out of it from Buzzer, but was strong enough to bring it to ground, and Merritt was the recipient. So a good game of footy developing here on a hard track as Merritt goes away again inside the 50. Langford the target. Big fist comes from the Cats' defence, only as far as McKenna. Little ball over the top. Oh, he's got him. Yep. Coughlin takes the mark. And he'll line up directly in front with 50 to cover. Good centre clearance again from Merritt. He's just found a couple of big touches for Essendon.
Well, it's just when that game opens up. I think I see a lot of that on the hard track today.
Have to keep this one low into the breeze, boys.
18-13 before the kick. Just about into time on in this opening term. He tried to keep it low. He steered it through nicely. Their fourth of the afternoon, their 4 straight 24 Essendon, Geelong Q1 13, 19 gone, opening term.
Oh, it's building, percolating nicely, isn't it, Hilly?
Sure is, boys. Fantastic game. It's been a great start.
Peter Jackson VFL live, streaming through vfl.com.au. We're on Aussie Digital. We're on Red Time Sport iPhone app. We're also live on Essendon VFL Radio. You can hear most Essendon VFL games through the Essendon smartphone app and the websites.
Good news for the Cats. Zach Bates back on the ground.
Thank you for that, Hilly. As the ball back in the middle. 24 plays 13. 19 gone. Oh, Lucy went up really early, so allowed Jamar just to pick it up out of the ruck. Kick up to centre half forward. It's going to be cut off. Cheetahs is there. Got some runners outside as they work their way up towards the centre wing. Coming in, Bates, who's back on the ground as you heard. He takes the mark. Just defensive side of centre wing. Goes backwards to Gardner. And works it back to your man Buzzer. Works it across to Cheetahs. Now handballing. They've just got to be careful they don't overpossess the footy here. The Cats. There's another handball over the top. Working into space. Rees. They go by hand again. This is sort of dangerous stuff. Cornell was in that chain too. The kick inside 50 though. That's why they're handballing, because it's turned over. And Morgan comes out for the Bombers.
And the Bombers are going to try and beat them on the break again. They've gone quickly initially, held up momentarily as Ferry backtracks, looking for an option inboard. He wants the handball and does to the run of Gleeson, who kept running. He goes inside the 50, looking for Langford, over his head, out of bounds. Just on the bounce, they'll toss it in, 45 around from the point post. Essendon. They're playing some enterprising footy off that half-back flank. When the turnover comes, it's all aboard on the march forward. Newen. And Lucy. Third man up, Jamar took it out of the ruck. That was nice work from the big fella. Handball down. The kick comes to the top of the square. They want to mark. It's fisted over the back. He's just going to get on the goal line. He turns his man around and kicks the goal. He was too quick, too nimble, too clever. And he gets their 5th of the afternoon. Their 5 straight 30. Essendon, Geelong 2-1-13 at the 21-minute mark of the opening term.
Yeah, a bit of an error there. They were trying to go towards the line, but Yesterneeds was in the right position.
He looks ready today, doesn't he? Looks sharp around the ball.
Eads. He has all season. He has all season. The development that we've seen. And this was a guy who's come through. You remember him playing as a 23rd player for North Ballarat. And he's just grown as a footballer and really working his way nicely into this Bombers lineup. Back in the middle. 30 plays 13. Hall and Smith out of the ruck. Picks it up and kicks it along inside 50, but it's going to be turned over again. Michael's there. He takes a defensive mark for the Bombers. Wants to go short. Dangerous ball. It's right near the line. It goes over. Marty Gleeson just needed to get towards the footy, and it'll be thrown in. So the Cats need, with the breeze, need to get a few more on the board. Toss back into play, 22 minutes into the opening quarter. Trying to grab it was Ambrose. Held up. The umpire will throw it up. Crowd continuing to file their way in. Imagine a few of them will just be sticking around in the social club. Sort of around 4:35 for the Bombers and Swans. Ball tapped down by J. Main to the path of Heaviside, who was dispossessed. Working there, Gleeson has to go backwards to go forwards. Finds Heppel, who kicks towards Eads. Finds him. Edge of the square defensive side for Essendon. He's going to kick across the ground. Laguda got to sit underneath it. Got nowhere near it, but he has some players on the overlap. So just work it back. Michael. Oh, a bit nice little sidestep. Nice little candy selling going on there. Kicks up towards half forward. Fist comes in from Buse. In the middle of the ground. Eads again. Just released the handball, but managed to turn it over. Murdoch is there for the Cats. They work the handball again. Oh, too far for his teammate Hall and Smith. It's going to be turned over again. Laguda got on the end of it. And Morgan brought down. It's holding the footy in there. Well, they were away, the Cats, but they're just being held up. It's Hickey to take it. It's on centre wing.
So, Geelong just trying to work their way through the Bombers setup here. Finds Murdoch, centre wing.
Alex Hickey, former Bomber, the VFL team.
We'll know the ground as the ball comes to Buse. 5 metres in from the boundary line. Eads stands the mark. He's going to retreat here. And they're just going to try and work their way. Open up this Bombers zone, which is quite nicely set up. As the Cats try and work their way forward. Through Stewart. Long ball. One for the high flyers. 3 Cats flew. In the end, they spoiled each other. Came to ground. Sexton was tackled by Long. Was he taken high? Yep. The arm just slipped up as he slipped over towards the line. A couple of young men doing battle there. Will Sexton looking for an option. Half forward. He goes to the pocket. Heppel didn't fly in the end. He thought he had cover. He didn't. Oh, his Vardy hurt himself. Keep an eye on that. He flew. Couldn't bring it to ground. And he just looks in a bit of pain. I hope he's okay. He's getting to his feet now, although he's stopped on his haunches. There's been a whistle. They're going to stop play. I don't want to really guess, but my best one is perhaps winded. He might just be sore. And yes, he's not just a copped one. You really don't want to cop one.
Yeah. It looks like he got one a little low there from a teammate in the marking contest, and he's in a little bit of strife at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Yeah, the worst part about that is still to come for him. Tossed out the back. Here's a chance for Ashby. Handball lost a grip. Bates worked his way through 5 Bombers, but then turned it over. Gleeson with nice sharp reflexes. Received the footy. Goes to the contest between Buzzer and also Ferry. Buzzer won the day. Got the handball away to Hall and Smith. Now they're going to bang it in through Cheetahs. Wants a mark inside the 50. Not going to get one. Ball at ground level. Who's going to win the day? Bombers defence good. 4 tackling on 1. That ball's not coming out. And they will toss it up. 30 out directly in front.
So the Cats want at least one before quarter time. Oh, just pushed off the footy there with Sandy Robinson. And the ball's worked out to Heppel. And they should clear here. Comma works it back to Gleeson. Goes by hand. Comma again. So they're just trying to work it out. In fact, it's Edwards. Edwards ran one step too far and he's pink-folding the footy. Now they should get him on the overlap here. Hickey running onto the footy. Now running out of room as he's 55 from goal. He wheels around, kicks the ball in short. Ashby comes out to meet it for the Bombers. Works with heavy side. Oh, looking to work into the path of long. It didn't quite hit the target, but they still have the numbers, the Bombers. There's a little underground ball up towards the paint of 50. Comes back again to McKenna. Handball over the top. Ambrose didn't have time to pick it up, but he had to lay the tackle. Now the ball in dispute. We're into the square attacking side for the Cats. And the ball will be thrown up. It is 30 playing 13. 26 and a half gone in this opening quarter.
Oh, if Bates' shoulder wasn't sore before that tackle, it will be now. Here's Merritt through traffic, played it nicely. Bombers try and relieve from half-back. McNeese just got a bad bounce. Smets comes in to lay the pressure. Ambrose good enough to pick it up and get it to Long. Down the line they go. Laguda goes down the line, 2-on-1, favouring the Cats. Grimley couldn't take it in the one hand. Stewart's there to mop up. He squares up the Cats through the middle of the ground. Big ball to be won here. Oh, it's fisted forward for Essendon by the Cats. Trouble here. Hall and Smith got it to half forward, but they've got numbers. Well played. Hard working off the back of the line. This is good stuff from Robinson. Got the handball. Bates is on the end of a couple here. He gets on the end of the chain. Sets them up. Hickey, top of the square, looking for Lucy. Long flew. Might have just done enough to get in the way of Michael and Lucy. Forces it over and they'll toss it in. Whew, this might just about be the quickest start we've had, I think, in 2016. Both teams playing at breakneck speed, taking some risks. It's good to see. Jamar, speaking of, takes it out of the ruck, got it away. Hams to Gleeson, back to Hams. Kick is okay for Long and they can just reset.
Yep, well, not for long though, because they just want to get the ball moving. Merritt at half back, twisting, turning, 50 metres. Well, poor old Harrington / Lucy just crept over the mark. But it's understandable, Hilly, in the modern game today with the continual playing on, that you can't just stand there. Otherwise, you're like a witch's hat. They just get straight around you.
You're spot on, Pete.
But anyway, the kick's gone deep into the forward pocket. We'll get your thoughts on it in a moment. In fact, we'll get them now because the ball's over the boundary line.
Certainly, mate. I agree with you totally that you've got to keep on the move. So look to creep half a metre, maybe even a metre over the mark when the ball is moving around the players, and players who have just taken the mark or the free kick are moving as well. It's very hard to penalise. That's a big penalty for the Cats there.
Ball's thrown back in. Jamar and Robinson going to work. Quick clearing kick for the Cats up towards half back, but Michael's going to just slide off the back of the pack and take the mark. Works with Ambrose, who kicks into the forward pocket. Too far for Hams. He had to get up high. That's not normally his go. And the ball's wrapped up. We'll have it thrown up. No, free kick.
Might have been for too high, Pete.
Yeah, I think it is going to the skipper in Coghlan, who just getting up a little gingerly. He's been taken on the ankle. He wanted to play on, but as soon as he pushed off, he thought, oh, that's probably not the best option. So he's tight on the boundary line. He'll be kicking from just outside the 50. So this is a tough kick. Players get back onto the goal line. He's going to take his absolute best. So he doesn't go for it. Instead, he steadies it up. Oh, went all the way to the goal square in the end. Players taking off the footy. Edwards shot the handball out. No one can break clear. Plenty of Cats numbers around this. Well done by Rees. Got players on the overlap, including Hall and Smith, as they clear. And the player all on his own is Dobson. So Dobson on centre wing. We'll just square up the footy, and they're away again. The Cats, they're building through Murdoch.
Oh, just got away from the Eads tackle, and now it finishes with Cowan, who releases his man Bates on the outer flank. He finds Hall and Smith. Nice, neat little ball across the body. And Hall and Smith, having worked his way up the ground, will kick for goal. On about a 45-degree angle, and 48 to carry. Feels like they need this one. Essendon made the most of their forays forward so far. 5 straight so far this afternoon. So Hall and Smith gets it on its way. He's got the distance easily. That is just a magnificent finish. That's their third. They're 3-1-19, trailing Essendon 5 straight 30. 31 minutes gone in this opening term.
We're going to have some long quarters, I think, today.
I won't mind that if this continues.
Ideally set up for a a shootout. On Peter Jackson VFL Live and Essendon VFL Radio. We've played almost 31 minutes in this opening quarter of an entertaining contest. It's been the Bombers with the advantage. The Cats getting one late as the ball back in the middle. Nguyen working in the ruck with Robinson. Coming through on hands and knees. Hickey managed to release the footy. It's a dangerous one through the hands of Hall and Smith. Heppel got there. Chain of handballs and they work out towards centre wing. And that will be all she wrote in the opening quarter. Nick Comer with his hands on the footy. What an entertaining contest we have for you here